Tonight at Sanger Arena, we start the journey towards crowning a Big South Conference champion. Here in the Hercules Tires Women's Basketball Championships, it's the number 7 seed, the Winthrop Eagles, trying to take down the number 2 seed, Campbell Fighting Camels. High Point won the regular season title, running away with the league championship, and the winner of this matchup heads to the semifinals to take on Longwood or UNC Asheville on Thursday. We welcome inside the booth with the Hall of Fame coach Wanda Watkins. I'm Evan Budrovich. Winthrop has not won a game in this series against Campbell. So, Coach, how do these two teams move on to the next round?
Well, it's a new day. It's a new dawning. Everything that's happened in the past is history. It's about today. And I'm sure that both those coaches are stressing that going into the game today. We've got to play for the moment, and we've got to make every play count. For Winthrop, it all starts with the senior guard, Anika Riley. What allows her to lead this team? Riley is the leading rebounder, and she's averaging about 6 a game. She is such a strong mid-range player that's athletic. She can battle inside with the best of them. Winthrop will be counting on her leadership facing off tonight against Campbell in a big way. Campbell had just one player on the all-conference team on the first side, Shai Tooley. What makes her offense so special? Tooley's known for her three-point shooting. You know, she's a sharp shooter, and she has really developed now her entire overall game and matured as a player. In addition to being the second leading scorer for Campbell, she excels on the boards and is a defensive catalyst for her team as well. Here we go, the Big South quarterfinals. And quickly, Coach, our Ingles key to the game. What do these teams need to do tonight? Campbell's going to need to come out with their balanced score, and that's been an asset for them throughout the season. And Winthrop, on the other hand, is going to need to go to their strength, their rebounding. These are two of the top 3 rebounding teams in the Big South. Campbell won the first 2 meetings by a combined 69 points. But when it comes to playoff time, a much different story. Winthrop opening up in a zone, looks like a matchup zone. That's something Coach Samika Randolay told us coming in. She has to mix up her defenses, and they force a stop on the rebound by Riley. Sunbelt Reynolds starting attack. Worth noting, without Myra Strickland tonight, the sophomore guard is not dressed. She's one of the top scorers for the Eagles, and now a turnover. Campbell has numbers, looks like a 3-on-2. Serrano, the starting point guard, sets it up for Carver. Her 3 is a bit off. And a defensive board for Tori Hall. Winthrop had scored less than 40 points in their last 2 games. Offense tough to come by leading into this tournament where they dropped 6 straight. Campbell had won 7 of 8, thanks in large part to that defense. There's a miss from 3. Offensive rebound and a nice start for Winthrop. That's Sydney Hunter. Hunter, a good rebounder as well. She is right on the verge of being the team's leading rebounder. Nice stick back. Working it into Laura McNamara Clement. And the Scholar Athlete of the Year with a miss. 0 for 3 shooting for Campbell early on. And we asked both these coaches, how do you handle nerves? Winthrop saying more pressure is on Campbell tonight. The Camels are saying the pressure is on them to play well. Yeah, you know, you just have to kind of throw all that stuff out the window and go out like a normal game and play it like we talked about early on. One play at the time. Kayla Coleman the other way for Campbell. Notea Bolden the starting attack. She'll come off the bench as a second-team all-conference forward. Tooley on the shot fake, creates some space, and her first bucket. Good shot fake by Tooley. That penetration against the zone is really important. That time Tooley was able to crack the surface of that zone and penetrate for the basket to get that shot off. Winthrop as an offense, just 51 points tonight. And without Myra Strickland, Coach, they'll need some answers on the offensive end. Yep, Strickland being their leading scorer. Here goes Irvin, though, an experienced player for Winthrop. The transfer guard from Georgia State gets it back. Now she's open for a long 2, and that rolls out. Looks like Campbell's going to try to push the tempo early on. Look at Tooley running the pace. 4 early points. There's a reason she's first-team all-conference. Definitely. Good push by Campbell up the floor that time. Something Winthrop noted after the first 2 losses to Campbell. They started very slow in the first quarter, made it very difficult to come back. It's going to be important they get off to a better start tonight. Try not to dig a hole early on.
And Malia Langstaff on cue.
Good take by Langstaff to get to the basket. Campbell missing their help on the backside that time.
She's averaging 7 a game in the conference. Much needed tonight. Thule trying to take over this first quarter. Great pass to Serrano for 3, and she makes it count.
Serrano can shoot it. She's shooting about 47-48% from three-point territory, and she nailed that one.
That's her 35th 3 on the season. A player who was right up there among the all-conference players, but just missed the third team. The next closest player in terms of total votes. And someone, Wanda, you're very high on as a point guard, as there's an air ball.
Yeah, I think she's so valuable for Campbell. It's unfortunate a lot of times I think point guards maybe aren't the leading scorers, but they do so many valuable things, and Serrano does for Campbell.
Let's not forget, Wanda, as a player, you were a point guard at Campbell. Won a bunch of games, 549 games as a coach. What must Ronnie Fisher do here to lead his team to the next round of the tournament?
Well, I think Campbell's off to a good start. They're controlling the tempo in this basketball game. It's going to be important that they drive the gaps against this 2-3 matchup zone. Winthrop's going to try to stop their penetration and their interior touches, and Campbell's going to be important that they drive the gaps and they locate on the perimeter for those shots.
Winthrop's played zone exclusively in this first quarter as McNamara Clement is trapped. Brittany Staves, her first minutes off the bench, the sophomore. Shot clock at 10. Nice
Really
pressure
big
defense.
Yeah, big double down inside on the big man.
Thule gets past her defender, missing the shot, and a foul on McNamara Clement. We mentioned Winthrop, a great rebounding team, but that's more on the offensive end. How critical will it be to box out Lauren tonight?
It's going to be critical because Lauren has really come on, McNamara Clement has really come on for Campbell, and she's their second leading rebounder now.
Winthrop tonight without their top scorer, down via injury, Myra Strickland, who's going to step up. Here's a chance at a missed shot. Rebound Eagles. Antoinette Alexi for 3 is no good. Oh, and Thule got tripped up. Underneath to Alexi, and she's got it.
Good hustle that time by Jamani. We know Randall Lay mentioned today how her effort is so extreme every day, and
Ingram's a 3-time state champion in South Carolina and forces a turnover. Here's Irvin the other way. Can't hit the layup. Rebound Ingram, fouled on the way up.
I see what Randall Lay was speaking about when she talked about the eagerness and the extra effort by Ingram. 2 big turnaround plays by her.
We got a 1-point ball game here in the first quarter on ESPN+.
Our new house is amazing. Great street, huge yard.
There is a bit of an issue with our neighbor's fencing. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save even more.
Hey, Sarah. Hey, Peter.
Touche.
What? I'm down.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
The underdog. The long shot. The nobody from nowhere, never gonna happen in your dreams, kid. 100 to 1 shot. We know something about that. We're with you every step of the way.
Tired of cooking at home? Change it up without getting up. Just order Jersey Mike's through our app for no contact delivery or no contact at the door pickup. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
I'm crying 'cause I love you.
Pepsi Wild Cherry.
This Big South broadcast is brought to you in part by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Visit HerculesTires.com. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com today. Sunbelt Rentals. We have equipment for that. And Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Tired of cooking at home? Change it up without getting up. Just order Jersey Mike's through our app for no-contact delivery or no-contact at-the-door pickup. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
I'm crying 'cause I love you.
Pepsi Wild Cherry.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, and we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Head coach Samika Randall-Lay in her first year as the head coach leading this Winthrop squad. And Wanda, under her tenure the last 5 years, Winthrop has not won a conference tournament game. How do you get a team ready for this moment when they've never been in this spot?
Well, if anybody knows how, it's Samika Randall-Lay. I mean, she's quite a decorated player from the University of Tennessee on their 98 national championship team. And looks as though she's got her team eager. They're playing with a lot of heart and a lot of energy at the onset of this game tonight.
She won 2 national titles at Tennessee back-to-back. And she told us in the early part of the season, leading into this game, the expectations may not be at that level for this team, but winning every day at a time, this is a big day for Winthrop basketball.
Yes, it is. An opportunity here now to tie the score.
Neither of these teams great at the charity stripe. Winthrop just 66%, and that's the best mark of the two schools. Campbell a slow start shooting it, 3 of 7 tonight.
Winthrop sticking with that matchup.
How is that causing problems for Campbell here in these first 4 minutes?
Well, it's forcing them to shoot from the perimeter.
And Serrano hits it.
Fortunately for Campbell, they're doing it well.
2 threes for Campbell tonight. That's been their strength. Second in this league in made three-pointers. No one's going to catch Florida Gulf Coast. They're the top three-point team in the country. But Campbell and High Point Wander are 2 of the best 10 in the entire country.
Definitely 2 great shooting teams.
And
wow.
on cue, Tori Hall for 3.
Hall knocking it in as well.
So if Winthrop can hit three-pointers, they only make about 3 a game. How does that change their offense?
Well, that could change things a lot for Winthrop if they can score on the perimeter and give opportunities for more touches inside by doing so.
Look at Staves driving in.
What a powerful young player for Campbell, making an explosive move to the basket that time.
She entered this tournament 4 of her last 5 in double figures. A nice piece off the bench for Ronnie Fisher.
He's really come on of late for Campbell as well.
How so?
Thought she really started to move towards her peak when she was playing at Radford. She was instrumental in their victory at Radford and in their first game at Radford this year.
Staves runs the point in transition. Sets up Price, the driver, and she's fouled on the way up. How about Faith Price in her last regular season game? Coming off a concussion, hits a game-winning shot. That was the difference between a 2 seed and a 4 seed in this tournament.
Biggest shot that young lady's made thus far in her career. I have a feeling she's going to probably make some big ones down the road, though. She's a bright link in Campbell's future and already making an impact for this program.
This Campbell team had a couple players return. Ashlyn Hampton and Brittany Staves from injury. Taya Bolden's going to battle it out. May not play extensive minutes. Here's a steal for Ingram. Look at the former state champion going to the bucket for 2.
Yeah, Winthrop had a defensive change that time. Went to a man-to-man. It paid off for him.
Samika Randall-Lay pulling all the tricks out of the bag in this first quarter, leaving a wide-open shooter in Price who can't hit. And a foul on Staves reaching over the back of Langstaff.
You mentioned the importance of Winthrop's defensive rebounding ability. That's 2 offensive fouls that they've drawn thus far by getting there early on that block out.
Winthrop does not do many things well, Wanda, in this league, but when it comes to rebounding, 3rd in the league. That's been their strength.
I think Ingram's given them a good lift thus far in this game as well.
Without the presence of Myra Strickland, their top scorer down via injury. A nifty finish by Ingram.
Big, hardy player.
Ingram just a freshman, but stepping into some big shoes tonight. Come March, though, you got to go up real quick at this level. Staves gets the bounce.
Winthrop's in a sagging man-to-man defense that time. Campbell sticking with their feisty, well-known defense here in their man-to-man.
That defense now ranks 9th in the country, giving up just 50 points a game.
It's phenomenal what Coach Fisher does with his team from a defensive standpoint year in and year out.
In fact, in the Winthrop series, they held the Eagles to under 50 points in both games as Faith Price knocks this out of play. Just 4 on the shot clock for Winthrop. They've started this game 40% from the field as Ingram goes right back to work and can't hit the nifty move there. Serrano setting up the point for Thule. You see Ashley Hampton in the post, gets the touch right off the bench, but can't get it to go. Back comes Winthrop and Irvin. Look at the Eagles playing with momentum here as a 7 seed. They've never beaten Campbell in this building in a tournament play. Although the shots have been tough to come by, it'll stay here.
A little substitution going on now.
Winthrop only suiting up 9 healthy players tonight. How do you feel about Samika Randall going deep to her bench early?
Well, I think it's probably a smart move. She's going to try to keep her players as fresh as possible. Campbell can go a little deeper, and you know, one of their added strengths I think this year has been their depth.
Hall on the drive. The Eagles have cooled off down to 30% shooting.
Back to the zone they go.
Thule is wide open, and oh my gosh.
Looked like she pushed that accidentally that time.
4 points for Thule early on.
Winthrop's doing a good job changing their defenses.
Getting in the head of one of the top sharpshooters in this league. 3rd in three-point shooting for Thule.
Winthrop milking some clock here, looking to get a good shot.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter. Riley finds Hall, who dribbles in and gets the bounce.
Good penetration by Hall that time, getting to the basket, and she got the roll.
Winthrop's first lead since the 8-minute mark of this opening quarter.
Here we see the zone again.
Staves had an option, kicks to Price. The 3 is a bit long. Thule saved it off the back of Hall. Campbell basketball.
Good save by Thule that time, going up into the air high to throw that off of Winthrop. I tell you, Campbell's got a good high to low look, a good high to low look against that zone unless Winthrop gets that back of that zone covered up quickly. We'll see if they're able to capitalize on that.
Serrano to trigger it in. Gets it right back. Now with 3, out to Thule. Three-pointer on the way is short. Staves, the ready man for the rebound, and counted. We are tied after 1 quarter to play.
Good play by Staves to get to the basket quickly and stick that one in before the horn went off.
We go to the second quarter. Good ball game here in the Big South quarterfinals. Welcome to the Hercules Tires Big South Women's Championship. Jamani Ingram carrying the load for Winthrop in that first quarter with 5 points. And then Campbell got a hot shooting late in the quarter.
They did. Campbell was effective against that zone defense, and they're going to need to be effective against the zone. Otherwise, Winthrop's going to stick with that. We saw a little bit of variety of Winthrop playing a little bit of man-to-man as well.
Campbell was on pause for 26 days, late into January, early into February, but they came back, Wanda, on a winning tear. Winthrop's come into this game on a losing streak of 6 games. What's impressed you about these teams coming after it through one quarter?
Well, you can tell it's tournament time, and it's a new day dawning. Both teams are really getting after it. Usually there's never a problem with energy when it comes tournament time.
Especially for Winthrop, without its top scorer in Myra Strickland, and Brittany Staves pokes it right loose.
Good takeaway. There's the zone again.
Half of Campbell's shots were from 3. They went 2 for 8 in the first quarter. Winthrop gives up 60 points a game as Hampton goes right to work and traveled.
That's the high-low I was speaking about early on. They're going to have that. Winthrop's going to have to cover that up, or it's going to be a plus for Campbell.
So Ashlyn Hampton missed the last 3 games, just back in her first game. What's it going to take for her to find some rhythm as she heads to the bench now?
She's going to settle down. She's such a great young lady and really working hard. She'll, it's been a while. She'll settle down and get into her game. Just let the game come to her.
Winthrop trying to snap a 6-game losing streak where they struggled in the last series against Presbyterian. But by virtue of a couple teams opting out of the tournament, they move up to the 7 seed. And now with 4 on the clock, Riley dumps it downstairs. Langstaff gets the roll.
Good pin up inside by Langstaff that time. Really being assertive, stepping in front of her defender.
Winthrop has really shut the door on those 2 losses at the end of the year in 2020. They're playing very well tonight.
There's a high-low. It's going to be there every time.
Brittany Staves finds a perfect option. Remember, Taya Bolden is battling a nagging injury tonight. You see her with that band on her right leg.
Trying to stay loose over there, looks like.
Minutes may be a question for the second team forward. Irvin for 3. Not her strength, and she's off. Winthrop's not a great 3-point shooting team. They make just 4 a game. Tooley's pass is out of bounds.
Pretty good thought by Tooley that time. I'm not sure McNamara Clement expected that.
You can tell Wanda Campbell's working the ball into the post, and this is a rare break for Shy Tooley.
Yeah, with that zone, you don't want those interior touches. From a defensive standpoint, you don't want those touches that Campbell is effectively getting right now.
Winthrop trailed by 20 in the first quarter when these teams last met. A much different story here today. Also a different year, but who's counting? It was on New Year's Eve to close out the conference play.
Seems like forever ago, doesn't it?
Especially for Campbell coming off that 3-week break as Anika Riley misses the jumper. Hall the rebound, no. And Winthrop has cooled off down to 35%. Price, good baseline drive with the bucket and the foul.
That's a familiar look by Price, going up with the left hand on the right-hand side, knocking that in. Reminds me of that play against UNC Asheville last week.
That bucket helped Campbell win that game in comeback fashion. The foul on Anika Riley, her first. Remember, Faith Price, when these teams last met, 23 points. She hit 6 3-pointers. If they get any type of that contribution, Campbell's cooking on offense.
Winthrop setting ball screens up top almost on every possession.
Good defense by Serrano, but it does stay here. And Wanda, you've pleaded the case for Luana Serrano to be an all-conference guard. It starts on both ends for her, especially on the defensive side.
It's just hard to believe a player that caliber. She was a preseason all-conference pick. He does so many things effectively well for Campbell. I think he's one of the better point guards in the conference. But it's the nature of being a point guard. Most point guards are unselfish and all about making their team better, just as Serrano is.
The point guard dumps it downstairs. Good ball movement from Campbell. Staves cuts in. Nice little hesitation.
Staves having a big night already for Campbell, being very effective.
That's 8 points for Staves, who looks to get in double figures for the 5th time.
There's a double screen again by Winthrop.
How valuable in playoff time is contributions off the bench like Brittany Staves?
It's huge. It's huge. Not only in playoff time, but down the stretch throughout the season. It's huge, but she's a player that's really starting to come on for Campbell and blossom.
Irvin made a nice move to get open, and a box out from Price draws the foul on Winthrop.
How about that? Price blocking out Langstaff, who she probably gave up 3 or 4 inches on that time.
A 7-0 run for Campbell forces a timeout. Campbell leading by 5 here in the second quarter.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, and we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Whether it's the practice field or weight room, in class or on game day, we compete down here. We put in work, day in and day out, to take a step forward towards degrees, championships, our goals, excellence on every level. 11 schools, more than 4,000 student athletes, one attitude. We are the Big South, where winners are made.
The doctor said I had prostate cancer. I needed to do something. I said, can I go to proton therapy? Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute. He said, yeah, you can do it, man. It's a breeze, man. When I went for the treatments, there were no side effects. Whatever you could do before, you could do it after. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so glad I can go down there. But I tell you right now, I wanted to let those people know that I really appreciate it. Man, HU is his spot. This is Cindy. When you call her up, she's so nice on the phone. This is Jen. This is Ashley.
I'm crying 'cause I love you.
Pepsi Wild Cherry.
Tired of cooking at home? Change it up without getting up. Just order Jersey Mike's through our app for no-contact delivery or no-contact at-the-door pickup. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
There's not a secret to what actually happens behind the scenes at a bank. Here at First Citizens, we're trying to educate the client in each step of what's actually going to happen and actually have them make the educated decision around what steps and what options they utilize. We want to become that trusted advisor that actually guides them down that road, helping you reach your goals. That's Forever First.
You are watching the Hercules Tires Big South Championships, and here in the quarterfinal rounds, Campbell on a 7-0 run to take a 5-point lead. Wanda, what do these teams do well coming into this matchup? For Campbell, it starts on defense. Top scoring defense in the league. Look at all these number ones for Campbell. How have they lived up to that mark here this season?
Well, it's something they live up to almost every season with Coach Fisher. It's a big emphasis for him. It's a big part of his system. And they do it night in and night out. It's interesting to see how it can just change the look of so many teams by their defensive positioning that they have from game to game.
When Winthrop played at the end of the year, 2020, they combined to score just 39 points a game. That was stifling defense. Nani Carver, the dump off. Back out to Staves for 3. And a rare miss for Brittany. Staves, in fact, the leading scorer with 8. Winthrop led by 5 from Tori Hall. Here's Alexi with the moonshot that's off. Rebound Hunter, that's her strength. Second chance, bounces in.
Good extra effort by Winthrop that time. Alexi's shot looked good when it left her hand.
Sydney Hunter, part of the all-academic team, battling with, you guessed it, the Scholar Athlete of the Year in Laura McNamara Clement.
What a great young lady. What a great representative of Campbell University and the Big South Conference as a whole.
I imagine those timeout discussions between the two are very academic. They're very intelligent conversations. They overturn the call. It's Winthrop basketball. Samika Randallay has the ability to coach up Sydney Hunter and her twin sister, Sierra Hunter. Two of just 24 combos of subs, or of twins in the country. And Wanda, you had the pleasure of coaching the J.J. Redick sister twins in your career here at Campbell. What's it like having those twin sisters working off each other?
It was great. It was fantastic. They were great gals. And Katie and Alyssa Redick, one was about 6'2", the other 6'1". They were so identical that going up and down the floor, players had to really get to know them or see their number because they were so identical. They were always playing tricks on us too.
Here's sister Hunter for a long two and a friendly bounce. That's Sierra Hunter.
Putting that up the southpaw that time. Knocking
Sierra
that in.
and Sydney, both out of Mallard Creek High School in Charlotte.
It's amazing the vibe between twins, though, and how much they can tell about each other's emotion.
There's a rebound for Sierra. Those two sisters combined for 9 rebounds a game. Big presence for Samika Randallay's club.
A big part of that rebounding.
Look at Ingram going to work, and she wants a foul. Instead, a turnover. Shivani Ingram, Wanda, has really filled that void of Myra Strickland, their top scorer, who's out tonight.
She really has. That time lost a little bit of control, as Randallay mentioned today. Once she gets her under control, she's going to be a very, very effective player for Winthrop.
Winthrop needs some offense for sure.
He's definitely been a big plus for them and going into the beginning of this basketball game. Campbell working that high-low look.
Stage has been the top scorer with 8. Give her, oh no, she missed it. Rebound Hampton, no. A lot of good post looks for Campbell.
Was, and it was a good drive by Stage. She read her defense well. You won't see her miss that often.
Guess I got to be careful saying give her double figures too quick. She still sits with 8. Winthrop trailed by as many as 40 the last time these teams met. What a battle here in the Big South quarterfinals. Irvin slashes in, gets her own rebound. Now Langstaff for the lead, no good. Second chance, Ingram, there it is.
Wow, Ingram is all over the place.
Giovanni Ingram up to 7 points. This Winthrop team is living on the glass. And a steal for Ingram, who then lost it. Gets it back to the bucket. And Giovanni Ingram goes to the free throw line.
Wow, what an energy that young lady has come to play with tonight.
This is a girl possessed on the floor.
Good anticipation that time. She saw that cross court coming and was able to step in front and get her hand on it.
Giovanni Ingram in conference play just 6 points a game. How about stepping up for Winthrop here tonight in the biggest moment? Ingram's a good shooter as well, 45%.
Well, she's played 5 minutes and has 8 points, 3 of 6 from the line. From the floor.
Largest lead for Winthrop tonight at 2. Campbell jumped out to that big 5-point lead in the second, and Winthrop has come storming back. Tooley loses it for a turnover. If you're a top seed like Campbell, number 2 coming in, how do you handle that pressure of being the favorite?
Well, you just gotta, you can't linger on it. You've got to think about the game at hand. You can't think about the pressure or of anything. You know, you don't want your emotion to get into the game. You want it to be an execution thing.
Good rebound by Hampton underneath. Carver, great pass to Tooley, who was blocked. That's Hunter. Up ahead to Langstaff with numbers. Underneath to Ingram, who misses and is fouled.
You know, you say you can't let your emotions get into it, but young people are human, and sometimes it does.
Giovanni Ingram, she could care less about the records, the seeds, all that stuff. She has been possessed tonight.
Back to the line she goes.
Already 8 points and 4 rebounds.
Hunter got up to get the piece of that one.
Sydney and Sierra Hunter, big minutes for Samika Randallay tonight. The twin sisters who were track state champions now trying to win a Big South title, which is much easier said than done as a 7 seed. Keep in mind, Winthrop hasn't won a tournament game since they won the title in 2014.
Winthrop wide in that zone. Really?
Great pass to Price. She can't knock down the 3.
They're going to force them to take that perimeter shot, trying to cover up the inside now.
Campbell 2 of 10 from deep. Winthrop's actually been the better 3-point shooting team, which we never would have thought coming in. Ingram sizing it up, gets the pick from Royal. Shot clock at 10. Riley notices it. Crosses over Staves, gets to the bucket and finishes.
That's that power we were talking about. Riley is very strong and physical down and around the basket especially.
Anika Riley, known for her rebounding, putting in a nice bucket there. This zone has caused a lot of trouble for Campbell.
It's really wide, and watch how active they are in the zone.
Thule left open. The dangerous shooter misses, and it stays here.
Wow, went in and came out.
Boy, if Shai Thule's missing threes, you know things are tough for Campbell offensively. Because Wanda, this is a 10-0 Winthrop run in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think their defense has really motivated their offense too. Winthrop, that is.
Serrano and McNamara Clement return for Campbell. Can they get the sharpshooter Thule rolling? Call a play for her, and that's way off. Look at Winthrop embracing the pressure of being a 7 seed.
Taking their time again, milking some clock, looking for a good shot. Looks like they're running a set play this time.
Torrey Hall penetrating and bouncing it in.
Hall's been effective tonight getting to the basket as well.
Largest lead for either team tonight. Final minute of this first half, and Winthrop is feeling it.
Campbell's going to be really important that they keep their passes crisp because Winthrop is doing such a good job of anticipating passes.
Serrano was fouled with 10 on the clock. Only the 3rd team foul for Winthrop tonight.
Yeah, they're being aggressive too, Evan. Pass fakes, shot fakes around the perimeter are going to be important to Campbell due to the aggressive nature of Winthrop and them stepping out of the zone anticipating.
Campbell needs to make a shot. It's been 5 long minutes without a point. So Price triggers a 3, and it finally rolls in.
There's a bucket Campbell needed.
That lid has been sealed shut in this first half. Just 3 for 12 from deep.
Winthrop going to hold this one for the last
wisely
shot.
Should. Looking to snap a 6-game losing streak. What a time to do it here in the Big South tournament. Back in the hands of Ingram. She's been the star of this first half. Backs down Price, beats her to the bucket, and a foul on Winthrop. That's Ingram over the top.
That's one of those fouls we were talking about the other night, Evan. One of those I got to get it back fouls.
No time to do much to end the clock. It has been a defensive battle here in this first half. And in the Hercules Tires Big South Championships, Winthrop leads by 4 as we go to the break. Find out how much you can save on car insurance with a fast, free quote from Geico at geico.com. Here in the Hercules Tires Big South Women's Basketball Championship. Good ball game here in the first half. It's Winthrop as the 7 seed, leading Campbell at the break by 4. And Wanda, Winthrop has dared Campbell to shoot 3-pointers. It's worked so far in this first half. What's impressive about Winthrop's heart in these first 20 minutes?
Well, their zone is widespread. It's very active. They're daring Campbell to take the 3-point shot, and it's paid off for them. Campbell's going to need, on the other hand, to get Serrano, Tooley, Price a little more active, settle down, settle in, and knock in those 3-point shots.
Winthrop has not won a tournament game in 7 years, yet Campbell, the preseason favorite in this league, now sitting behind by 4 at halftime. When we come back, we'll break down the highlights and the key numbers from the first half of play here in the Hercules Tires Women's Basketball Championship. Welcome back to the Hercules Tires Women's Basketball Championship quarterfinal round action. It's the 7 seed Winthrop pulling a bit of a shocker here in the first 20 minutes. They lead Campbell, the preseason favorites in this league, by 4. As we roll our first half highlights inside Gore Arena, Wanda, was Winthrop being aggressive early, driving to the basket?
It was. Campbell got off to a good start with Tooley hitting a couple buckets, and then Saranya knocking in the bucket against the against the zone. Those key plays for Campbell, and plays are going to want to continue in this half. Winthrop, on the other hand, they're getting to the basket, penetrating, getting some extra effort shots.
And once Faith Price got going, Campbell was up by 5. And then you see the Brittany Stace bucket here. All of a sudden then, Coach, Winthrop got rolling late, a 10-0 run to regain the lead.
Yes, they did. And I think a lot of that came off of extra effort, 10 offensive rebounds, opportunities to get stickbacks or get to the free throw line.
Then down the stretch, Faith Price hit another 3 to cut the lead to 4. And that's where we sit here in the first 20 minutes. Winthrop leading 30-26. Can the Eagles pull the upset? Or will Gaylord go home a happy camper? We'll find out after this here on ESPN3. Hercules Tires is the official tire of the Big South Conference, and for over 65 years, that's a lot of years, they've been providing tires with unbeatable quality at an unmatched value. Whatever the vehicle and whatever the terrain, Hercules Tires invites you to ride on our strength. Our First Citizens Bank first half stats. You see here, Campbell shooting the ball well from 3. But really, it's been a battle on the rebounds. Winthrop +5 in rebounding. And a good basketball team is close-knit like a family, solid in all facets of the game, and able to weather whatever challenges the other team presents. Well, that sounds a lot like First Citizens Bank. Strong, stable, and managed by the same family for 3 generations. First Citizens Bank, forever first. Those numbers are great. Let's see what's going to happen in the second half numbers. When we come back, we'll look at the bracket and update you on the entire Hercules Tires Big South Women's Basketball Championships here on ESPN 3. Mountain Dew is charged for anything that may happen on game day. So grab yourself an ice cold Mountain Dew, cheer your team on, and enjoy the game. We know our fans are the best. Do the Dew. You know what we got to do, Coach? We got to look at the bracket because this is what really matters here in March. Look at High Point dominating USC Upstate in that first quarterfinal matchup. Who's a team in this tournament that could scare you and make a run down the stretch?
I don't know. I mean, it could be anybody, really. When you look at Gardner-Webb, Presbyterian, 2 good teams there. And then going down looking at Asheville, we know what we faced against them in the second game last week. Longwood to me can be a little scary too as well.
Kyla McMakin and Akila Smith, 2 first-team all-conference players. But Campbell right now, they are in a tough one, down 4 at the break. They got a lot of work to do. How can Campbell shake off the rust and bounce back to their form here in the second half? I think they'll get back to true form. They'll settle in. They'll get accustomed to that zone and knock in a few of the shots that they're giving them, and then I think that'll help them relax even more down the stretch. Winthrop without its top scorer, Myra Strickland, tonight, but give them credit. They've been balanced. And now if you're Ronnie Fisher, a tough task. A team that, when trailing at halftime just 3 times all season, they've been ahead most of the year. It's a different mindset, Coach, when you're down at the break, especially as the favorite in this game. Well, and you know, I mean, it could be eye-opening for Campbell, and maybe could be what it takes for them to come out and really get in gear and really get assertive and attack that zone. You know, the zone can make you antsy sometimes, and it makes you think about things, and just can't let that get into your head, and continue to play with
with the morale that they have throughout the season.
You mentioned Kyla McMakin. Look at those scoring numbers to end the year. This duo for Longwood is so dangerous, and the winner of this game will take on the winner of Longwood and UNC Asheville on Thursday.
Yeah, not only McMakin, but Smith, who's really a powerful, explosive post player in the league, I think.
Here we go, time for the second half. Winner of this game on to the semifinals. It's been a long year in the waiting for the Big South Conference tournament, and here we go.
No surprise, Winthrop sticking in that zone.
They forced Campbell to shoot 12 three-pointers, and they struggled 25%. Tooley on the first possession slashes in. That rim has been tough on both sides for Campbell tonight.
Yes, rimming in, rimming out a lot.
Not that this Campbell team's prolific offensively. They score 60 a game, but they have struggled here today. Torrey Hall fakes the switch and is poked loose. Look at Serrano forcing a turnover and drawing the foul.
Yeah, it was Serrano caught her going to the basket that time and slipped into place and kept Hall from penetrating. She was very effective at that in the first half. Serrano got it stopped that time.
Winthrop with 3 turnovers. They've been very good with the basketball. Campbell had 7 turnovers, and that was part of your Ingles' key to the game, forcing mistakes.
Yes. In Winthrop's last game with Presbyterian, their series with Presbyterian was very effective in forcing turnovers out of Winthrop.
That's why Winthrop is on a 6-game losing streak entering this tournament as Anika Riley is off.
Winthrop looking a little winded to me right now. We'll see down the stretch if.
Remember, no Myra Strickland, their top scorer. So how long can this run last? Good steal by Hunter, who saves it.
I tell you, they're playing with a lot of effort.
Shamika Randolay told us her team is down in numbers, but they are not down in heart. Looking to move on this conference tournament. Staves call for the jump ball. Good hands from Brittany. It's Winthrop possession.
I think they're just loose. You know, you can tell they're very loose in this game.
No team has yet to score in this second half. And you do wonder as a coach, at what point do the nerves of the top seed start to kick in? Because this scoring drought has started to continue for Campbell.
Just takes a couple little buckets here and there to make that happen, I think.
Riley is trapped. Now the shot at 10, right back to the senior guard. There's a foul on Serrano trying to hook Torrey Hall.
Hall's really trying to worm away and get to the basket. Serrano trying to keep that from happening.
How about Winthrop? 7 players have scored tonight. Very balanced lineup with Ingram leading the charge with 9. And that's coming off the bench for the Eagles.
Yeah, she really helped ignite her team in the first half, Ingram.
She's on the bench to begin this half. Here's Irvin setting up Antoinette Alexi, who travels. That's 3 Winthrop turnovers to come out of the break.
Yeah, that could be key for Campbell to continue to force those turnovers. Like I said, it was really effective for Presbyterian was able to force Winthrop into turnovers. They used a little pressure to do so in their game.
Here's a steal nearly for Langstaff.
Mere steal.
Campbell trying to work it inside against that zone. They've settled for a bunch of threes, 13 attempts tonight. Let's see if they work into the post. Back out to Tooley for 3. Rebound Staves. No good. It's the best of both worlds for this Winthrop defense.
Yeah, everybody's come out a little flat. Both teams a little flat right now.
Let's not forget the winner of this game goes to the Big South semifinals. And if Campbell were to win, they would host the winner of UNC Asheville and Longwood on Thursday. They got to get to Thursday first as Irvin kicks it out. Langstaff on the dribble drive. No good. And last touch by Winthrop. What's it going to take for some points to be scored here in this third quarter?
I tell you, is there a lid on it, I think. It's doing everything but going in.
Maybe both teams had a chance to get nervous at the break. Think about it a little too much. As Anika Riley returns for Winthrop, that's a huge presence. And how about the rebounding of Sierra Hunter, the lefty twin sister?
Yep. The Hunter twins.
Campbell is without the services of Taya Bolden so far. She has not checked in. Second team all-conference player battling an injury. It's up to the rest of the squad to step up tonight as Price triggers a three. That is off. It feels like this game's an 8-9 point difference, and yet we're sitting 2 possessions midway through the third.
Yeah, it's been slow moving since halftime for both teams from an offensive standpoint.
Torrey Hall is an air ball. Look at Riley hustling for the board.
That's going to be under 10. No reset on that.
Irvin was 6. Now kicks it out. Hunter on the shot fake is stripped by McNamara Clement, and that's a violation. Great defense.
There's a good defensive stand that time by Campbell. We'll see if it's...
Oh, wait, no, a foul is called, in fact.
Oh, wow.
I think the officials are going to review this to see if there was a foul or if the clock expired before that shot went off. Wanda, what did you think just on first glance?
Well, I didn't see the foul, but maybe there was. Thank you.
So Whitney Michael Armstrong reminding us they're going to check to see if the clock went off. See that 1 and the 0. What do you think? Did that red light go off before she shot it?
I think so. I'd love to get one more look, but I believe so. What do you think, Evan?
Now, let's see if we can roll that back again, because it's not the first attempt from Faith Price. It's the second swipe that can make all the difference. Okay, that's clean. Now here's the foul.
It's on 0, yeah.
That would look to be after the red light turns on.
Yep.
The call was made by Mark McClenney, our lead referee.
Yeah, I'm sure he's taken more than 2 looks, too. He's probably taken 2 or 3 looks as well.
For Winthrop, they had not gotten to this spot, even the quarterfinal round, in 4 years. They had been bounced out in the play-in round each season. Part of it is with some reseeding that's helped their cause, but a team playing with a lot of confidence tonight.
Yeah, they are, and you know, they may need their little spark plug to come back in. Their little generator that gets them going, their little Duracell that gets them going. Ingram, who's not played yet in this half, but gonna shoot.
So it is a foul.
Not a shooting foul, was it?
Yeah, 2 shots. They're going to call a shooting foul on that one.
Shooting. Thank you.
So Brittany Staves called for the foul. And here's Sierra Hunter. Well, that's a critical swing in this game. Winthrop finally gets a point in this third quarter.
And the lefty puts it in.
Winthrop, a 66% free throw team. And yet tonight, they're 5 of 8.
You got the roll on that one.
These are not 2 prolific free throw teams, so we'll see if that plays a factor in the fourth quarter.
Campbell really with 4 3-point shooters on the floor now.
Largest lead for Winthrop tonight. Back down to the post. Nice move.
It's a good interior touch for Campbell. Winthrop is so spread out in their zone, it's giving them the interior touch, and McNamara Clement did a good job taking her to the basket on that time.
She has 4 points, and you have to figure Campbell needs to get her more involved.
They need the touches.
Anika Riley sizing up Staves. Good blow by, and the bucket bounces out. Rebound Irvin. Winthrop's been great on the offensive glass. Double-figure offensive rebounds. Irvin with 9. Can she take advantage of the extra clock? Here's the jumper, contested, no. Last touch by Riley.
Well, Riley got a little break that time. She almost snuck in there and got that foul.
So what does Campbell have to do to box out this Winthrop team that's been +9 on the boards?
Yeah, they got to go on that offside early and establish that position, sort of like Faith Price did early on in the game when she blocked out the kid that was so much taller than she was.
And drew a foul on the play as well.
There's a high-low look for Campbell.
But Mr. Target, last touch by Campbell.
It's the right idea, definitely, though.
Remember, Campbell's without Taya Bolden tonight. We have not seen Michaela Coleman for many minutes. This team has not been very deep in terms of options, just 7 players for Ronnie Fisher.
Yeah, a trait that, you know, Campbell has been deep. Traditionally, they have been deep, but due to injuries, it's been tough of late.
Under 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. And we have a turnover. We'll take the timeout as well. Winthrop leading by 4. Looking to pull the upset here in the Big South Conference Tournament.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, and we back it with a powerful protection.
Welcome back inside Gore Arena. You see Taya Bolden, the second team all-conference forward. She has not played tonight. A big reason why Campbell has dominated this series all time. Look at those numbers during the regular season. 61 points, the difference in scoring.
Yeah, big difference there for sure. I know they're hoping that young lady will be back to action soon.
They just haven't been able to find Taya Bolden just yet. And she remains on the bench, battling that injury. And certainly for Bolden, the senior, someone you recruited to this program, she is trying her best to get back on the court.
Yeah, an effective young lady, an explosive player inside, and she's all over the place when it comes to being down and around and near the basket.
So it's Campbell ball down 4. There have been a combined 4 points in this third quarter. Not a high-scoring affair, to say the least.
Looks like Winthrop's coming out with a little pressure now.
And Jamani Ingram, the spark plug for Winthrop, is back in there.
That's the first time we saw a three-quarter type of pressure by Winthrop.
Nearly a steal for Ingram. Carver, nice pass out to Serrano, who zips it into Staves. And a steal for the, oh no, Staves saves it. Shot clock did not reset.
Now.
At 5. Serrano out to Thule. This is a big one. And she's got it.
Good penetration by Serrano to make that happen and draw the defense. And nice shot by Thule. That's what Campbell needs.
Winthrop led by 7 early in this third quarter. Campbell has cut it to 1. Ingram, 9 points to lead Winthrop. She wants it all by herself.
Winthrop being really deliberate, taking their time on all these possessions.
Irvin off on the 3 by a mile. And now this Campbell defense starting to tighten down in the third quarter.
Starting to feel the momentum shift a little bit now, Evan. And we'll see if this pressure brings about any change by Winthrop.
Samiko Randallé actually sinking that pressure back.
Yeah, it looks more like kind of like a backup type pressure. Just keeping Campbell from pushing the ball up the floor quickly.
Campbell, the 2 seed in this conference, trailing late in the third quarter. High Point is dominating their matchup, the 1 seed in the league. Here's Tooley on a good shot fake. Clock down to 6. Staves for the lead is in.
A beautiful pass by Carver, and what about that duck in by Staves on the backside, playing sneaky.
Double figures for Brittany Staves, 5th time this year, and Campbell's in front for the first moment since the early minutes of the second quarter. Ingram nearly lost it. Now can Winthrop get some scoring without Myra Strickland, their top scorer, out tonight. Irvin, oh boy, here's the pressure for Winthrop.
Turnovers again. Turnovers being big in this half.
This is a 7-0 run for Campbell to regain the lead. We asked Samiko Randallé, how do you get your team ready for a playoff when they've never been here before? She said they have to learn and grow through it. This is a big moment for Winthrop.
Watch the backside of this zone.
Serrano for 3. No good. Rebound Campbell.
Tooley and McNamara Clement both getting that rebound.
Can they break down this defense? Here's Carver. Nice kick. Tooley with 6. The all-conference guard dumps it to McNamara Clement, who is blocked but fouled by Hunter.
Good teamwork by Campbell and good patience by Campbell down the stretch, working to find that gap and pushing the ball inside to McNamara Clement.
Campbell is the top defensive team in this league, Wanda, but give Winthrop credit. They have been playing great defense as well.
They have. I mean, Campbell is getting down in the shot clock each possession. That time getting the ball inside with McNamara Clement turning, going to the basket. Beautiful pass on the floor by Tooley to McNamara Clement as well.
How about this? Just the 3rd free throw attempt for Campbell tonight, and they're 3 for 3. Playoffs change everything. Campbell was the worst free throw shooting team in the league. They can't miss. Yeah. Winthrop was one of the worst scoring teams in the league, and they've been clicking tonight.
Yeah.
I love March Madness, especially the Hercules Tigers Big South Championship. Winner of this game goes to the semifinals on Thursday.
Winthrop's still looking for a field goal this half.
This is a 9-0 Campbell run. Hunter traveled.
Yeah, she got ahead of herself a little bit, took an extra step that time.
The Campbell defense is locked in here in the 3rd.
Turnovers again. Turnovers in this half. That's 7 now for turnovers for Winthrop.
4 second-half turnovers have fueled this run. Carver thought about a pass.
Campbell looks like they're starting to break down the zone a little bit.
They've shot it at 40% in the second half. Carver with 8. Tooley left wide open, and she makes it.
Campbell's patience is paying off.
A 12-0 run for the 2nd seed in this conference, now up by 6.
Big momentum shift. Campbell's defense has been huge this half. We'll see.
Winthrop has just 2 points in this quarter, and they're at the free throw line.
Yeah,
Nothing from the field.
No field goals yet.
Sydney Hunter gets the bounce. Timeout, Winthrop. We'll take it as well. Eagles hanging around down 4 here in the Big South quarterfinals.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, and we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip-hop group tag team to help you plan dessert?
French vanilla, rocky road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop shakalaka, 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 shaka, scoop shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
There's not a secret to what actually happens behind the scenes at a bank. Here at First Citizens, we're trying to educate the client in each step of what's actually going to happen and actually have them make the educated decision around what steps and what options they utilize. We want to become that trusted advisor that actually guides them down that road, helping you reach your goals. That's Forever First.
Tired of cooking at home? Change it up without getting up. Just order Jersey Mike's through our app for no-contact delivery or no-contact at-the-door pickup. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
I'm crying 'cause I love you.
Pepsi Wild Cherry.
The underdog. The long shot. The nobody from nowhere, never gonna happen in your dreams, kid. 100 to 1 shot. We know something about that. We're with you every step of the way.
This is right around the time we usually remind everyone how Pepsi knows what fans like. But we all know fans would just like to be here, and we really want you here. So for now, wherever you are, look forward to being the home crowd once again, and watch while enjoying an ice-cold, refreshing Pepsi. Pepsi, that's what I like.
You know what Ronnie Fisher likes? A 12-2 run for Campbell here in the third quarter, back up by 4. How's the momentum of this game changed in Campbell's favor?
Well, you could feel the shift. And again, I think a lot of that played into turnovers. Campbell's forcing turnovers, and it got their momentum going in their offense. It's been huge this half. They've been able to hold Winthrop to no field goals.
This feels like a WWE fight with a minute to go in the third quarter. Serrano draws contact. Anika Riley with the harm.
I think another key element in this half for Campbell is their patience offensively and working as that shot clock's going down, continuing not to panic but to work to get good shots off.
Clock resets to 20 for Thule. And look at Winthrop back to that man-to-man after playing so much zone tonight. Serrano breaks down the defense but can't hit it.
Backbreaker for Campbell that time. Definitely a great drive by Serrano.
Here's Langstaff. She's yet to get going, just 4 points. The real story's been Jamani Ingram, who's on the bench right now. Nice pressure from Carver.
Winthrop setting a lot of staggered screens for people now.
Irvin blows by. Carver strips her loose.
That's going to get down into the shot clock now. They're going to have to work to get a good shot off here.
Winthrop in this third quarter just 1 of 9 shooting. And with 5 seconds, doesn't get very easy. Langstaff way early, and there's a stop for Carver.
Let's see if Campbell pushes. They'll slow it down. Smart. They didn't really have numbers.
Campbell trail by 4 at the break. They now lead by 4.
Holding for 1 here.
Carver kicks it. Thule for 3. No good. Rebound staves, and that ends the third. Let's go to the final quarter here in Bowie's Creek. A trip to the semifinals on the line here in the Big South Conference Tournament. This is the quarterfinal round of the Hercules Tires Big South Women's Championship. And look at this bracket. High Point looks well on its way to a trip to the semifinals. Campbell in a dogfight here with Winthrop tonight. And that game of note on the bottom half of the bracket, Asheville and Longwood, they are deadlocked in the first half. So whoever wins this game has a tough trip to the finals here this weekend.
Yep, a lot of good basketball ahead.
So Winthrop in that third quarter scored just 4 points. Not that Campbell was that much more prolific, but what's it going to take for offense to click in here in the fourth?
I think Campbell's starting to get, I think they're starting to break this zone down. They're starting to get the feel for it.
Campbell shot 33% in the third. That was their best scoring quarter. Nice passing to Staves, who pops a jumper, and it's in.
Just the patience and the poise of Campbell right now is paying off.
This is a team in Campbell who won the regular season last year, waited a full year to get back to this point. That's a lot of stress and nerves starting to unravel in this fourth quarter as Tooley takes it away, putting it on the back of the all-conference player who converts.
Wow, I think they just got Tooley with a technical on that for taunting maybe, I'm not sure. There's a great takeaway. She's going to the basket here and definitely gets fouled. And yep.
So they're saying basically because Tooley stared down her defender who committed the foul, that's why the technical's called?
I think she was kind of, looked like maybe possibly a little finger pointing, I'm not sure.
Going to get the full explanation here from the officiating crew. So with that, Tooley gets her free throw, and then Winthrop gets 2 free throws because of the technical.
And possession.
That is part of the rule book, though. You're not allowed to taunt an opponent, and Tooley did look in her direction with that call.
She went like that.
Here's Madison Irvin to the free throw line.
Irvin 25 for 30 this year from the free throw line. She's not shot that many, but she's been very effective.
You know Madison tonight's 0 for 10 from the field. Those are her first points.
Yeah.
And now it's Winthrop basketball following the technical foul. This Campbell defense has been stout. Winthrop has just 6 points in the second half.
It's been huge. Both teams getting after it now. Good ball reversal by Winthrop. Now here comes a stagger screen off the backside for Irvin, and then they're going to set another staggered.
Can Irvin get cooking? Sizing up Carver, who strips her loose, and it stays here. How about Tatiana Carver stepping up to the task of guarding Irvin?
And doing a pretty good job of it, I might add.
Even our cameras are following around the court. That's a tough business. Hall for 3. Boy, did Winthrop need that. Rebound Tooley, who got stripped by Hunter. And then another turnover. Winthrop gives it away.
A lot of scrap. It's getting physical out there.
Might be a race to 50 tonight for Ronnie Fisher's team, who has held 6 opponents this year under 50 points, including in the last game of the regular season. That was a monotony and a slow offensive game.
Yeah, and really only giving up 52.9 points on average.
That's 9th best in the country as Carver launches a 3, cannot hit, and a foul on Staves. Winthrop's been great on the boards tonight, Wanda, +8, and they've been working hard for those rebounds.
That they have. Just 2 team fouls on Campbell, so Winthrop will have to bring this up and play some offense.
And that's when you're facing a Campbell team who leads this league in rebounding margin. That's Campbell's strength, and Winthrop has brought it to him all night. How much of that has to do with Taya Bolden not being in the game?
Well, who's to say? I'm sure it's had an impact. You know, not much time to adjust, really, from the time of her injury to the time they played again.
She went out midway through the season finale. And now Michaela Coleman, her first minute since the opening tip, And Carver with a great steal. Scoops it back into play. Look at this ball. Fumble-rooski on the court.
Wow, bodies all over the place.
Shot clock resets. Could have reset it about 8 times on that possession.
Yeah, there actually were some changes of possession for sure. Watch the ball screen. Maybe not this time.
Winthrop desperately needs points. Ingram, the star of the first half, goes to the basket and floats it in.
Well, Campbell doesn't want Ingram to get hot again, that's for sure.
Season high 11 points for Jamani Ingram.
Averaging 5.9 points a game, Evan.
Without Myra Strickland tonight, Winthrop needed scoring, and it's been Ingram taking the seat. McNamara Clement draws the double. Winthrop has let Campbell shoot. Just haven't been able to make anything. And that's an offensive foul, the arm bar of the senior.
Wow. I totally missed that, but apparently it was a push off by McNamara as she was trying to receive that pass.
So Ronnie Fisher saw that last possession, but they weren't guarding Michaela Coleman. He immediately pulls her out for Brittany Staves. How does this new lineup change Campbell's offense on the other end?
Well, it gives them 4 weapons out on the perimeter with Staves, because she can shoot it on the perimeter as well. Staves, Tooley, Carver.
And Tori Hall called for the foul on Serrano. How about this physical fourth quarter? A trip to the semifinals on the line.
It's very physical. Very physical. Now Campbell with Staves in, they've got 4 perimeter scorers that could score on the perimeter, and McNamara Clement inside.
Tooley's led the charge with 13. That technical foul for Winthrop, that's been their only offense of this quarter. Nice pass to Serrano, who launches the 3 and rattles it out. Rebound, McNamara Clement, no. Tip drill to herself.
Campbell fighting for another possession that time.
Campbell shooting 5 of 20 from 3. That's been their strength on the year, hitting 3-pointers. Serrano's off. Tooley chases it down for the bucket.
Yeah, good offside rebound by Tooley. Winthrop is really, we had talked about that early on. They're going to have to really tighten up on that offside rebound and get that block out early.
7 offensive rebounds for Campbell. Maybe none bigger than Shai Tooley. That's what's put her on the all-conference team. Not just the scoring, but the rebounding and the defense.
She's really matured as a player all around her game. She's a complete player.
Ingram on the switch. Good block, McNamara Clement. Loose ball, Serrano. Numbers for Campbell. Lou right to the bucket, and she's got it.
Coast to coast for Serrano that time.
Largest lead for Campbell at 9. Irvin the other way, blocked by Tooley. And a foul on Ingram. The wheels coming undone for Winthrop.
Another get it back foul by Ingram again. We saw one of those by her in the first half also.
We'll take the timeout. Campbell is rolling in the 4th. A 9-point lead here in the quarterfinals. Campbell leads by its defense in this second half, really stifling Winthrop.
Really is, and Campbell's gotten 6 offensive rebounds in this half, which has really been big for them as well.
Luana Saranya with the steal and score, part of a 5-point swing in this fourth quarter. How about Winthrop, just 8 points from the field, and 4 of those have come from the free throw line in the second half.
Yeah, Campbell's defense has a way of wearing people, I think, and wearing people down. Been able to force 7 turnovers in this half thus far.
That defense ranks 9th in the country, trailing just UCF as the most effective scoring defense. And come March, you live on your strengths. It's been defense and clutch shooting by Thule. Ooh, risky pass there from Carver. Right back to Thule. Clock to 5. Carver looks up with 3. Saranya is all alone, and she's got it.
Oh, perfect timing by Campbell that time.
Late in the clock for a 10-0 run. Winthrop desperately needs a bucket. Haven't scored in 4 minutes. Alexi checks in, finding Ingram. Staves nearly takes it away and called for her 4th foul. Big decision here if you're Ronnie Fisher with 4:42 to go.
Yeah, 14 fouls for Campbell now. And
so Michaela Coleman's going to sub in here for Staves, and that changed the dynamic of their offense on the other end of the court.
yeah, well, they won't. It'll strengthen their defense. Not that Staves is not a good defender, because she is, but Coleman is a tremendous defender. But it'll take away a 3-point shooter that they would have, possibly an additional one, or a good perimeter shooter in Staves.
Winthrop shooting just 20% in the second half. Something's got to give, and Hunter missed the layup.
Coleman a good rebounder for Campbell, too. That could pay off for them down the stretch also.
Remember, no Myra Strickland for Winthrop. Their top scorer is out tonight. Campbell is without Taya Bolden, a second-team all-conference forward. Who's going to step up? It's been Saranya all quarter, but an air ball. Final 4 minutes, a trip to the semifinals on the line in the Hercules Tires Big South Championship. Langstaff, ooh, nearly lost it.
Looking for a screen.
Here's Alexi. Ingram's been the hero of the first half, not seen much in the second. Alexi with 6. Finds Langstaff with 4. Has to rush. The shot is off. Feels like a 3 could put this game away for Campbell.
There's Thule wide
Here's
open.
Thule for the 3. No. Rebound, Coleman. Off to McNamara. Clement, no. Second chance. Oh, wow.
Coleman's such a good rebounder for Campbell.
Irvin, a step-back triple is off. Rebound, Ingram. And she's fouled.
It's going to be 5, I believe. Ingram not a very good free throw shooter. She's shooting in the 40s, I believe.
And here comes the offensive lineup for Winthrop. The twin sisters, along with Anika Riley, come back in. How about this? Winthrop in the second half, 2 of 17 shooting. It's been a tough go for Samika Randall-Lay's club. Big free throw for Ingram stops the 8-0 run.
She's better in her average from the free throw line tonight.
One thing Winthrop's done really well is shoot free throws, and there's an air ball. They were 8 of 11 before that shot. Maybe we spoke too soon.
Stays back into the game.
Tori Hall returns for Winthrop. Campbell's had a couple possessions now where they can put this game away. What must they do to find some offensive success?
I think they're doing the right things. I mean, they're being patient, and they found some good shots. Thule definitely has a hot hand for Campbell. We'll see if they get an interior touch with McNamara Clement.
It's a zone and 1. Riley's tracking down the forward, McNamara Clement. Carver with 8, kicks to Saranya. Slashes baseline, is blocked. Hunter the rejection. Winthrop's had no chances at fast break points tonight, just 2 of them. Hall dribbles in and misses. Rebound Hunter. Stripped by McNamara Clement.
Campbell's transition defense has been good, I think, tonight. Definitely taking away those transition opportunities for Winthrop.
Langstaff poke loose and a foul. Free throws for Winthrop the rest of the way.
Not what Coach Fisher would want, I'm sure, putting them on the free throw line.
How do you feel about Winthrop not shooting a bunch of threes late? They're attacking the basket instead.
Yeah, and really time's running out. I mean, they're probably not a bad choice if they have the open looks to take some of those threes. Yep.
Langstaff took a tough beating on the ground there after that free throw. And she's 2 of 2.
See if Winthrop applies any pressure. No, they're going to back it on up. They're going to stay in that zone.
Tight ball game, under 2 minutes to go. Winner of this game on to the Big South semifinals. Take on the winner of Asheville and Longwood. McNamara Clement with excellent position.
Oh, nice job with the left-hand hook.
We mentioned it was a race to 50. Is 52 enough for this stout Campbell defense?
Winthrop really not going to be able to be too picky at this point in this time.
Winthrop hasn't taken a 3 in this second half. They've been very patient. Steal for Carver. And Tooley is fouled. That might just do it.
I think that's going to be a non-shooting foul. No?
Just the 4th team foul, so 1 to give.
I was trying to figure why the official thought it was time to shoot, I think.
Well, how physical this game's been. It's felt like there's been 7 or 8 fouls.
Yeah, it really has. It's rough out there.
Winthrop has not hit a field goal in 6 minutes. Give credit to Campbell's defense tonight.
Yeah, and they're trying to get to the basket. Campbell's making it difficult for them to do that as well. Campbell going to milk some clock here, work to get a good shot.
Here's McNamara Clement, the star of the 4th quarter, taking her time. Tooley, ooh, here's the 3. No. Thought about it a bit too long. Irvin blew by Carver and misses the 3. At some point, Winthrop's got to play the foul game here. A minute to go, down 11.
Their next foul will put Campbell on the line.
It's just not enough time if you're Winthrop here. This is valuable clock.
Nope, too much time going away.
There's your foul, sending McNamara Clement to the free throw line. Right, if you're Samika Randall, you got to foul early there and not work the clock.
Yeah, a lot of time getting away from them, that's for sure. And on the offensive end, they got to get to the basket quick or locate quick on the perimeter.
Lauren with 8 points and 6 rebounds tonight.
Big late buckets by McNamara Clement.
Only 4 players have scored, actually 5 now for Campbell tonight. It's been a starter-heavy lineup, and McNamara Clement now in double figures. Timeout called by Winthrop with 51 seconds left.
You know, Evan, we talked about balanced scoring was going to be a real key for Campbell going into the game, and you look at those numbers, 15, 12, 11, 10 points, balanced scoring.
Here's our Hercules Tires strong move of the game. Look at Shai Tooley with the steal and taking it herself for the and 1.
Good three-point turnaround there by Tooley. One of the areas that's making her a well-rounded player too, we talked about before the game, she is a big defensive catalyst for Campbell.
Tooley was named a first-team all-conference player. That's the first time under Ronnie Fisher here at Campbell they had a first-team all-conference player. She got the 5th most votes in the league and is showing you all those reasons why tonight.
Yeah, she leads their team in steals going into this game tonight. Tooley had 34 steals. Also a vital rebounder for Campbell as well. Complete player. Known for that three-point shooting ability, but she does it all.
Without Taya Bolden tonight, has been battling an injury. Of course, Winthrop without Myra Strickland. These teams have had different options step up, and that's what makes these tournament games so fascinating.
Well, it really is, and you have to tip your hat to Campbell because they face this zone defense, throughout the basketball game. It gave them a little trouble in the first half, but they settled in the second half and really got patient and worked to find good baskets.
That core five on the floor has played extensive minutes tonight, and they are 51 seconds away from a trip to the Big South semifinals.
4 players in double-digit scoring for Campbell right now. Real balanced scoring attack.
Winthrop has only attempted 3 3-pointers in this second half. They lob it into Hall with a nice touch. Here's Irvin for 3, and a miss. Carver sprints ahead.
She's gonna milk it, I'm sure.
Put in the hands of the 4th-year junior who's been around the block. The Campbell team that waited a whole year as the top seed last year to get back to this point, now in front comfortably.
Winthrop's gonna concede, I guess, here. So
yeah, why is Winthrop not fouling? I don't get it.
I think they've conceded.
Interesting move here with 20 seconds to go. Shot clock at 3. McNamara Clement at the gun. That bounces out. Winthrop running out of time. After a great first half, they led by 4. The defensive effort for Campbell is top-notch, and the Fighting Camels are moving on to the semifinals of the Hercules Tires Big South Championship.
I think patience was the name of the game for Campbell tonight. Patience, offensive patience.
4 players in double figures as Campbell moves on in the bracket. They will host the winner of UNC Asheville and Longwood on Thursday. For Wanda Watkins, I'm Evan Budrovich signing off from Bowie's Creek. You can watch a replay of this broadcast on the ESPN app at ESPN.com. But for now, Campbell, the 2 seed, moves on. High Point, the top seed's moving on. Let's see if chalk continues here in the Big South Conference Tournament.